Hello, dear Libra. I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your December 2021 horoscope. We kick off the month with Neptune stationing direct in Pisces in that sixth house of yours, and a trine happening with the moon and Mars the next day on the 2nd. And moon and Mars will be canoodling in your second house in the sign of Scorpio. And so it makes this trine between your second and sixth, emphasizing that you may be really driven, thinking, feeling deeply about things that you are doing on a daily basis. Maybe there's some health issue or concern that you've been working with that you're driven now to find solutions, and that maybe you're super protective of what you value or what you do in order to feel healthier, or making sure it doesn't affect your health. And this could be physical health, mental health, spiritual health, whatever that may be. Now, it is possible, because we do have this Mars aspect, and it's intense when it's sitting next to the moon, that if something pops up that could make you feel threatened, then you may be driven, and it may be hard to hold your tongue, which could get very sharp. And it can also be for good causes, because you're trying to protect maybe yourself or another. It could be a coworker. It could be somebody that you just see on a regular basis. It may be children, even though fifth house is more about children, but sixth house is that daily routine. So you may be very protective over not changing up a routine, if you will, or something that you have valued that has given you better health. And we have a new moon eclipse. This is the last one of the Gemini Sagittarius series. That happens the first weekend of December, on the evening of the 3rd into the 4th. And it's at 12 degrees Sagittarius in your 3rd house. What this is indicating, making a natural sextile to your 1st house, is that there could be some forms of expression, the way in which you really speak truth, the way that you are wanting to be more open-minded, ready to talk about certain subject matters that maybe you just weren't ready before to talk about, and you're ready to end old patterns, old beliefs that you may have held on to, maybe beliefs about your friends or your community, your immediate environment. There could be some beliefs about, can you actually learn something new, or can you actually teach what you've learned over all these years? Some of you may end up in a speaking role or releasing some form of publication. Now, I would venture to say that more than not, a lot of you Libras are going to be using this eclipse energy. Maybe you've already felt it, and maybe you'll feel it a few days or weeks after the eclipse. It's not always at the exact time, but some new realizations about patterns that you've outgrown, and you're ready to talk about it. Maybe you're connected or bonded with somebody, and you're ready to share with them, hey, listen, we're now on the same page. Let's explore what broadening our minds, what the way in which we can create more freedom in our conversations can help me feel more secure and help me be more inspired. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to inspire others, because you've been through the tough stuff and now you're ready to share it. The other thing is soaking up knowledge. A few of you Libras may decide that you're ready to go back to school, take on a new course, and you're going to prepare yourself for, say, the beginning of January when school reopens, that you're going to start these new classes. Also, sharing information is going to be up. So there could be a bit of gossip going on, but that may be okay with family and friends for the holidays and stuff, and help you feel more connected to them. Just remember that with the Sagittarius in the 3rd house, it's possible you could get stuck on a little bit of dogma, and maybe there's a hill that you die on. So not everybody will agree with you. And I think that's the part that you just have to pay attention to, especially because we're dealing with an eclipse energy. But here's the thing. I really feel like this is more of a positive thing, and that you can share this positivity. You can find ways in which you help others form new belief systems. Maybe they're in a crisis point with the eclipse and they're trying to figure out, can I really have the things in my life that I value or that I feel good about? And you can encourage them to keep going. You can become someone's greatest cheerleader. I would say, Libra, Now, I'm placing your sun, moon, or rising sign on this first house, that if you are in some sort of supportive role, let's say you're a coach or you're a therapist or you're in acting, something that allows you to communicate, allows you to speak and hold space for others, and also share your light with others, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to be able to do it in a way that gives hope and faith and optimism to others. I'm going to also put another pin on the map, even though it happens at the end of the month. You'll start to feel it more than ever. And you may have gotten a little taster back in May when Jupiter moves into Pisces on the 29th of December. This is it further activating that sixth house, which tells me your daily routines and your health takes a more positive, optimistic turn of events. And the other thing that I would offer is that in December, we have Venus and Pluto canoodling. And Venus is in her shadow at the beginning of the month. She retrogrades on the 19th. This is activating your fourth house. And what you may find is that there could be some planning going on. There could be some discussions with, if you're partnered with somebody in your home, about what do you want to do long term with your home and how do you create it? Do we still value what we have? And are there things from the past that need to be cleaned up? There is some healing, profound healing that takes place with Venus retrograding and canoodling with Pluto. This is a transformational placement. Some of you may be dealing with transforming your home. Some of you may be empty nesting. And so, of course, that changes the dynamics. Do we need this big space? Maybe it's time to start planning for something a little smaller. And you start to put these pieces in place, especially when Mercury moves into Capricorn around the 13th of the month. And that's when Mars also enters Sagittarius, further activating your third and fourth house. So discussions are up, the way you learn. You're looking for ways that maybe free up your resources so that you can have more choices. You know, we talk a lot about money or values, and really, what does money do? It gives us choices. And you want to know what somebody values, look at where they spend their time, their money, their resources. And so those are the things you're going to be talking about. Maybe if you're not partnered with somebody, at least with a close friend that you care, you value their counsel. The other thing that some of you may be looking at is, with Mars in Sagittarius, you may be driven to speak up about something that you've held close to your chest for a while. And with Venus going retrograde on the 19th, canoodling with Pluto again on the 25th, 26th, you're ready to share with those that you feel safe with. Maybe you don't feel safe. Maybe it's a perfect stranger, but you're ready to get your voice out there to be heard. This also has an opportunity for you to revisit some of your financial opportunities that you maybe have put aside when it comes to home. Maybe there's been some budgeting that you've had to really work with, and now here's some money coming back from the past. So maybe it's a bonus or a commission. It can also be something that you receive from parents. You know, some form of gift. It helps that it's the holiday season, but what you're looking for is you're looking for ways in which you can have a firm foundation that you can build and feel as though you've achieved something in your life so that you can continue the good work that you're trying to accomplish in this world. A few of you Libras are going to also be looking at ways in which you can expand your businesses, expand your reach when it comes to communication and connection, maybe even expand your neighborhood. The other thing that I would offer is that the winter solstice happens on the 21st. The sun moves into Capricorn, further activating that fourth house. Yes, it makes a square to your first house. So you're used to these squares going on with your first, fourth, seventh, 10th houses. And what that does is it may drive you to think more about your family, about your roots, about the legacy that you're wanting to leave behind for those that you care deeply for. Now, I will address relationships because, as we know, Libra loves relating. And if you are a single Libra, this is not really the best month for you to make a new connection with somebody romantically. It's a time for you to go internal, do some personal work, really, clear up the past so that you can show up as a partner, so that you can attract somebody who takes relationships seriously, who wants to be part of your life in a real and tangible way. I feel that, middle to end of February into March is your best time to be able to make this new relationship. In the meantime, use this time, like I say, to really put yourself out there in the sense of just connecting for the fun of it, but don't look at it as a permanent long-term thing just yet. If you're in a bonded relationship and everything seems to be going just fine, then this is a time again for you guys to talk about some issues or some things that maybe it just wasn't time before. And you get to do it quietly, maybe in the protection of your own home. And also, there's a small indication that there's something around family dynamics. Some of you may be buying, like the ancestral kits or the DNA kits or whatever for your friends and family. So you understand where you come from. So that allows you to be able to relate to your loved ones even more. Now, if you are in a relationship dynamic that's toxic, that just isn't working, this month, I feel, is a time for it to be cleared out, do some healing, take some time out for you, and then be really clear about who you are outside of relationships so that you can be ready for that next one that arrives. Now, one other thing I'll point to is, again, that Venus and Pluto canoodling in the fourth house. When we're dealing with not only Venus retrograde, as it's more internal and we're reassessing, maybe some relationships from the past show up, they come in for deep healing, for transformation when Pluto's involved. And yes, Pluto has a way of activating fears and insecurities, but it's not there for us to dismiss or think we're wrong because we feel these things. It's there to integrate them, to point us back to, can we really trust in ourselves? Can we really trust the process? Can we communicate what we really need in order to feel safe within ourselves and within relationships in general? Where do we feel most at home? These are the kind of questions that may be working you for the month. And like I said, at the end of the month on the 29th, Jupiter returns to Pisces, where it will stay until May. It's a short trip for Jupiter in Pisces, but what it can do is it will give you the opportunity to be able to feel like you can focus on your health, focus on the things that give you great joy on a daily basis, and have greater faith and hope that whatever may have been plaguing you, that has been distracting you from feeling really secure in yourself or in your home, that now you can start to build this new future, and you can really have the things that you're wanting to have. Because when Jupiter moves into your seventh house, which is Aries, and it opposes your first house, what you'll find is more expansion around relationships and having that independence and that sort of thing. But right now you have to take care of you. That's the theme of Jupiter and Pisces in that sixth house, is that it really is about self-development. It's about health and healing and establishing a greater sense of routine for yourself that complements who you are and the way in which you express it, so that you can be of greater service to those that you care about. So if you're single and you're ready for that relationship, so that you can show up for that person. And also, if some of you are, I'm going to speak to the singles again, if you're looking for love and relationship, use the month of December to clean up any sort of bad habits you might have. If you're like, would I partner with somebody who drinks too much? Would I partner with somebody who doesn't take care of their hygiene? Would I partner, whatever. And you look at habits and you find ways in which you can clean them up and become a better version for yourself, but also for that new partnership. All right, Libra, I really hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com. I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month.